The creator economy is growing as more people consume social media. One firm, Rewired Talent Management, has worked with more than 150 of today's top digital creators to help create impactful brand partnerships and events. Joining me now with more is Jason Tartick, co-founder and CEO of Rewired Talent Management. Jason, great to have you this morning, joining us from Nashville. How much have you seen the creator economy grow in just the past year?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. And most importantly, I'm just excited that you guys are covering this topic, right? Because there is like a macro generational shift happening in this industry where you got like millennials, maybe Gen X, maybe boomers, like influencers, creators, but you have Gen Z, Gen Alpha saying that this is their dream job. So when you look at shifts, it's massive. The whole ecosystem is changing. You have traditional media outlets who are employing individuals who are monetizing through marketing placement. Now the shift is happening where you're having these massive companies work with individuals, creators that are monetizing individuals through these digital platforms. And what's happening there? You're cutting out the middleman, you're increasing efficiency, and we're seeing the creator economy just absolutely blow up. So I started in this space in 2018. The first 3 years, there was a 50% increase in market size. You're seeing a compound annual growth rate now of 22 to 26% in the creator economy. And they're saying by 2030, it's going to be a $500 billion industry. So it's just too big to ignore right now. And I think the biggest shift you're seeing is everyone's starting to say, okay, I'm done judging this space. I need to get into this space, because everyone from the president of the United States to realtors in your local community are using the impressions, are using the platform to get what they want, get their message across, and make impact.
Yeah. It is fascinating now, the numbers, Jason, that you shared there. Walk us through the new trends that are defining this space and the way that creators are creating.
Yeah, so I think the biggest trend we're seeing now is creators have realized how much equity they have in their platforms and in their messaging. And as a result of that, they are getting equity within companies and or starting companies. And so you're seeing like at the top, right, like a Kim Kardashian owning Skims, which is it has a huge impact on just the overall category of a B2C. You're seeing people like Mr. Beast have Feastables. You're seeing creators and celebrities like Logan Paul. Everywhere he goes, he has his prime drink. So you're seeing a lot of creators now have equity in their businesses, bringing them to life. And then you're also seeing a lot of cash equity deals where it used to be like, here's 20K, here's 50K for a post. Now they're doing equity blends. And I think one of the last things you're seeing is there's multiple shifts in income sources where it used to only be brand partnerships. Now people are building online communities where they're paying a Substack, let's say monthly service. They're getting paid to just, tag affiliate marketing, what they're wearing, how and why. And then there's also the Fortune 500s who are putting massive, massive dollars behind creators just because the efficiency is so much more effective than going to commercials, billboards, magazines, things like that. So it's exciting. There's a lot of change, and it's fun to be part of it.
I'm sure it is, Jason. What is Rewire Talent Management doing to stand out in the space?
So the biggest thing that we're doing is I think your traditional management firms they have so much talent they're managing, so they're getting so much inbound activity. And then based on the inbound activity, they'll go and negotiate. The reason why we're actually getting a lot of people interested in acquiring us is we are built on outbound customization. So 70% of our top line is all about hearing what a creator's dream is, what billboard they might want to be placed on, what company they want to work with, and we go and get it ourselves. The biggest thing is there still are so many middlemen in the space. There are different agencies, different platforms. We've done a really good job of implementing technology to see where those margins are being taken in the middle before it gets to the creator. And as a result of that, I think we negotiate the best rates. But in this space, it's all about customization and making the creator's dreams come true, because right now, so many of the traditional agencies are just taking the inbounds and running with them.
Jason, you're a creator yourself, including with your podcast, Trading Secrets. How is it going, and what do you want listeners and viewers to take away from it?
Trading Secrets has been unbelievable. Top 25 entrepreneurship and business podcast. The biggest thing with Trading Secrets is I remember when I first did this in 2018, I had a little swipe up. My buddies are like, dude, what are you doing? And they'd be making fun of me, swipe up, swipe up. And I said, how much do you think I made on that swipe up? And I would tell them, and it was more than I made in 1 month's salary as a senior vice president at a banking institution with an MBA and 10 years of experience. Their minds were blown. And it hit me. we as a country were never taught anything about money in our school system. We weren't taught how to talk about it, and we don't open up these walls of financial transparency. So with this newfound platform I was given, I was like, what if I could go to the people that we look up to, the people that we watch on TV, the people's content and books we consume, and ask them, how did you get to where you get? But most importantly, how much money do you make? And so we've had such interesting conversations from like a Chris Voss, who was the former head of FBI negotiation, tactics he's used to advance his career, but dealing with some of the toughest situations that individuals can use in their career. We've also had someone on like Robert O'Neill, the man who shot bin Laden. And then when he shot him, talks about the day he shot him, he didn't have $1 in his bank account. Or we get fun athletes like Rob Gronkowski to talk about how much he maybe made in a partnership or fun stories behind the scenes of his career. And from the people we look up to, let's do a little less looking up to them and let's start learning through their financial situations and career navigation. Because in my opinion, people lie, context change, but numbers don't lie. They tell a full story. So that's been the whole part of the podcast.
Jason, it's great to have you on the show. And look, the podcast space, we know heating up. In fact, the Golden Globes debuting its first ever podcast category last weekend, and Amy Poehler taking home the win for that. Jason, Happy New Year, and I hope you'll join us again soon.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much for having me.
That was Jason Tartick of Rewired Talent Management. Thanks again.